What's up, fam? It's your girl Green Tarot Ty, and I'm back with another reading. So I just finished up one read, so let me kind of get the cards together. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed, showed me love, leave a comment, like, share. Some of you guys I know probably just want to watch. You don't always want to interact. I still appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, let's jump into the reading. I'm feeling the energy of a lot of like quietness, like a person who's kind of been sitting by themselves. I'm seeing, okay, I'm getting called to pull this. I'm seeing a third eye. So a lot of you guys may be indigo children, because I'm seeing that on this card. So I'm feeling this energy, a lot of spiritual beings in this collective here. Very tapped into spirit. Probably can do a read yourself. Some of you guys may be readers. I'm seeing the Hermit here too. Again, I'm feeling like, and that Hermit is, I noticed it got placed right under the third eye, this Hermit card. And I feel like that Hermit is self-reflecting, spiritual. Again, I kept picking that up. Very spiritual collective in this read. Okay, so with that card too is sticking out on me, the Hermit card. And it's interesting because your main energy is the third eye chakra. So again, a lot of you guys are very spiritual, gifted, like myself. I'm picking up so many different spiritual gifts. Some of you guys may have more than one. A lot of you guys have several, and a lot of you guys are starting to activate your spiritual gifts. And I'm also feeling the energy of a lot of you guys are being forced to accept that you have a spiritual gift. I know for me it was a very difficult situation. I feel like with the two of cups here in reverse, I'm looking at it's very hard for you going through this transition, because I'm feeling like you having to break up with that old version of yourself that you always kind of I hear spirit saying accept it, because you always, even though you knew you were greater, you kind of accepted the lower version of yourself. I feel like a lot of us kind of like live within the flesh, and I feel like you kept getting called to activate your spiritual gifts. And I feel like if how the cards are lined up as I'm looking, I want to show you guys. I got the third eye chakra here. That was your main energy. And then right under that, we got the Hermit. And then right under that, we got the Lovers in reverse. And I say the Lovers card because I feel like the Two of Cups, I see that as the Lovers card. And what I'm picking up from this energy is you always knew who you were. Ever since you was a child, it was always something tugging on you and telling you that you were more powerful than what was shown on the surface. I hear Spirit is saying. And I'm also hearing Spirit is saying, as above, so below. Or as below, so above. Or something of that sort. For somebody that's going to resonate with somebody. But now Spirit is saying it's time for you to connect that. And notice that, so crazy, as I'm laying the cards down, Spirit is saying it's 3 cards. It's the third eye, and then we got the Hermit, and then we got the Lovers in reverse. And with the Hermit again, I feel like it's the energy of you reflecting. And I feel like you are also, you're reflecting on who you are. And I'm keep hearing, know thyself. And I'm also getting called to the tattoo on my hand, which is the Ankh. And the Ankh, if some of you who didn't know, I have a rose. And I have an Ankh on my hand, and going down my finger, it says Goddess. And I feel like the Ankh represent power. And you are such a powerful being. But understand that with this card too, it's also Mercury. And when people talk about a Mercury season, or they say, oh, you never know what's going to happen, just make sure that you don't do this and I hear a lot of people saying don't sign this and don't sign contracts and this and that, because it's Mercury season, because when it's Mercury, it's a little Mercury outside, so everybody can't see clear. But you always seem clear, even during Mercury season. That's why a lot of times you hear, because some of you guys listen to other readers, and when you hear that, when they like, oh, don't do this, you never really take heed of that, because you always knew that it didn't affect you, because you know who you are. Even those who choose not to answer the call, they still know who they are, because they hear the call. Just because you're not answering the call, though, doesn't mean that you don't hear the call. And the thing about answering that call and hearing the call is no one knows but you. No one knows but you. No one heard that calling, that trumpet, ever since you was a child but you. And no one can ignore it but you. So I'm looking at the Eight of Cups in reverse, and it's talking about staying in a bad situation. I'm doing a reading right now. And with this energy, I feel like, again, no one can stop you but you. You can choose to stay in this situation if you want to. You can choose to go into 2026 if you want to, still with your head down, acting like you don't know who you are. In the movies, if you ever noticed, in the movies with the heroes, they put a lot of the superheroes in disguise. They have regular jobs. They live in regular cities. They do regular things. But behind that, we see in the movies all the time, they're not regular people. And they know that they're not. But they play the role to fit in with society, because they know it's no need for me to gloat. Because when the time comes for me to show who I am, the people will see who I am. But it was some, if you noticed, the time came and they still wasn't ready. And they had to get to that point where they knew who they were and accepted who they were. Not just knew, but accepted who they were to take on the mission. And when they took on the mission, not only did they save themselves, they saved the world. And I feel so heavy in this message. It's for somebody. I'm looking at the Ace of Swords. God is bringing you. It's handing you your new opportunities. Literally. God is trying to hand you everything that you dreamed of, everything that you prayed of. And I feel like some of y'all keep going against your gifts. You keep going against who you are. You keep thinking that it's something in this matrix that's going to take you to where you're trying to be. And I hear God is saying, what's more important, the journey or the destination? Because once you get to the destination, what next? I feel like Spirit is saying, what are you rushing to, my child? Because it seems like you're rushing to everything except for what I sent you here to be. And one thing that I do know is the people that's connected to my tribe, we stars. And that's why you were called to this reading. And I feel like I'm going to get a lot of people that's going to come across this reading. You're going to be like, oh, it just popped up on my feed. I don't know what made it pop up. And Spirit is saying, that's what made it pop up. Because you're a star. And you keep playing the role as a peasant. As if you don't know who the fuck you are. So I'm using my messengers to send messages to my messengers so that they can get busy. Because the same way that God is using me, God is saying, I need to use you too. You got gifts too. But you got to first understand that your gifts are not just for you. Stop being selfish. Give the world what God gave the world, which is you. Stop hiding who you are. Stop hiding your gifts. Don't walk into another season, another year, another day, acting like you don't know who you are. Fix your crown. Protect your crown. Because when you don't know who you are, when you walk as if you don't know who you are, people are going to start telling you who you are. And then you're going to start believing what people say. And then lies become facts. And then this world become diluted with the truth and the lies. Because my true speakers are not speaking. I feel like you feel like it's very heavy. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's very heavy. It's a lot of responsibility. You don't want to take on the responsibility. I feel you. I hear you, my sister. I hear you, my brother. I've been there before. But God is saying, don't let this world trick you into believing that you're not who you were called to be. Because all those voices in your head that's telling you it's too much and it's too heavy and you're not the person for the job. All that is noise. And that noise is an illusion. And that noise is not the truth. You are the truth. Your voice is the truth. Your energy is the truth. You showing up is the truth. You standing in your power is the truth. You being unapologetic about who you are and how God created you, the way that your DNA were programmed was the truth. You showing them that your junk DNA was more than just junk is the truth. So be the truth. Show the truth. Don't be ashamed of what God created you to be. I love you so, so very much. If you guys are going through a transition moment right now where you're going crazy because all your spiritual gifts is picking up and you don't know how to control it, I get it. I've been there before. I'm here for you, okay? I love you so much. Stay strong. Understand that God only put the strongest warriors through the toughest battles, okay? I love you so much. And so do Spirit. Until next time. Toodles, y'all.